What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. All right, so yeah, I know, like, dude, what's up with the banana? Well, there's a theme, something I learned today. So since I'm learning and doing a little arranging of my collection, not my collection, like the collection I have for sale on eBay. So yeah, like, what's up with this banana? So I didn't know that. First of all, I got these like well over 2 years ago. Some guy was just selling them cheap, and I thought they were cool. And I really didn't know much about them. I was just like, man, they look really, really nice. So I ended up giving away a lot of them 2 years ago when I started selling coins and bullion and stuff on eBay. And one sec, let me turn off my light up. There, it's better. I'll get a reflection. So anyways, long story short, he had a bunch of these, and I ended up like giving some away on larger orders. Some of them, the bills that were like stained or what weren't as nice, but these right here are, I think, absolutely pristine. I was thinking about sending them to PMG to get graded, but then it's kind of like not worth it. So these are very interesting. So if you look them up on eBay for sale, there are some that have like Japanese symbols and they say specimen. I'm not sure if that's what they created, like war souvenirs. But anyways, like someone had a graded one. It wasn't even like a perfect grade, and they're like asking like $3,500 for it. And then there's like other countries, like in China, not scam China, but like real China. Someone sold one from China, and there's like they actually like to collect these. I think it has to do with Singapore. So anyways, let's go back a little bit of history. So, dude, what's up with the banana? We got a banana tree, right? So basically back February 15th, 1942, basically 81 years ago, the fall of Singapore, when Japan took over, they had control over Malaya, North Borneo, Sarawak, and Brunei. And you, as a Malayan citizen, basically you were used to using this stuff, which I thought was really cool. Like, I'm like, wow, I actually have some of this money that I just like randomly ran into recently, and I did a video on these coins, and now it relates to something I got like 2 years ago. It's like interesting how like money goes around. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what Portillo's barbecue ribs is, definitely, if you're ever in the Chicagoland area, get order of ribs. I know everyone wants like get the hot dog or get the cheese fries or get the chocolate cake shake. You got to get, if you're a coin collector and you like ribs, you got to get a full slab of ribs, or if you're on a budget, you can get a half slab. It comes in this box, and this box is like the bomb to store coins in. Now, I currently just store like my regular change like that I organize, which I'm going to show later on in the video. But anyways, that's a little side note. If you're ever in the Chicagoland area, definitely hit up Portillo's, order a slab of ribs, or like I said, if you're in a budget, get a half a slab. So anyways, what I was getting at is, so imagine this. So like Japan comes to your country, right? They occupy it, they take it over. It's a world war going on, and Japan comes in, takes over, and they're like, you got to use this. You can still use these coins. You can still use those to trade, but you got to use these. So I have to imagine like they come in, the Japanese soldiers and stuff are probably ordered to like go to all like the banks and stuff, and then just like start scooping up as much of this stuff as possible, like the silver, the money that's currently there. But they tell the citizens they can use it. But honestly, like when they're going in there to take over, dude, they're taking over, and they're like basically like wiping the slate clean, using the people to work for them, manufacture stuff for them, anything to help them win the war, right? Blah, blah, blah. So as a citizen at the time, you had the choice of still using your coins, and some of these are made out of silver. So like these were probably still around. They probably were like as nice as these, because it's not that long ago. Again, this is 1942, so it's 32 years later. So you probably had citizens that had a bunch of this stuff. So, but I mean, it's weird, right? So like this is silver. I believe these are 92% silver. Yeah, these are all actual silver. And this is like so Britain like ran the country, right? So that's why there's all these British monarchs on it. But they actually like had them do trade in silver and stuff. So anyways, so all these coins basically get confiscated or whatever, taken by the Japanese government. I bet you there's a ton of these like somewhere. Like, dude, some soldier grabbed a bunch of this, robbed a bank. Who knows, right? Because like you're there to just basically wipe the slate clean, grab as much as you can. So anyways, they started producing these in Japan, and as the coinage ran out, meaning the silver ran out, the valuable stuff, Japan then would just print more of these. So as more money was needed, because everyone that lived there was hoarding their coins, those that were still there and not taken into captivity or forced to work, those people literally put their money aside. So Japan's there from 1942. Obviously, they get beat and the war's over and all that stuff, 1944. So it's not that long that they're there. And even, I guess, like Britain, like dropped these type of pamphlets through planes as propaganda, saying this is like, they would drop it from the plane, it come flying down. Not these actual notes, but they would like make their own notes. And, just basically scaring people like, Japan's getting taken over, don't use this as money, we're coming to save you all. But anyways, this one is actually real because it's actually made with the special paper at the time. Osaka Mint, which is a mint in Japan, did have plans on making actual coinage. So they're like, let's get this lady and this king of Britain or whatever off the coin, and let's put our emperor or whatever on the coin at the time. But that never came to fruition because they just couldn't actually get coinage over to Malaysia. I'm sure they were worried about other things. So as the locals like kind of ran out of their own money, or they were hoarding it, that became more valuable. And then Japan just kept sending more and more of these to use. So it is nice to be able to find these that are in really, really nice condition. I noticed the ones that are listed on eBay are kind of like trashed, like they're cut up and beat up. But when you look for these things, it kind of is weird, right? It kind of looks like an American dollar. So it's actually like real paper, but I guess too, like they were counterfeiting these. So what do you guys see on these that's completely different from American money? Well, first of all, the back's like super generic, right? But it's weird, right? It kind of looks like American money, but it's not, right? And it's interesting that it's in English, but guys, Malaysia was ran by Britain for how many freaking years? So English was part of the language, but obviously there's Japanese and other languages in here, but dude, there's no serial number. So it was pretty common where people are like, all right, well, we're screwed. We're forced to use this. I'm sure the local printer is like, let's make these at home. If they want us to use this money with no serial number. So I guess like counterfeiting was a big deal. So you had hyperinflation, you had food going up, obviously. And then anytime there was news that like Japan lost an actual campaign or something against America, whoever they're fighting at the sea, these became worth even less, and food and everything else was worth even more because they were still in control of this country and they couldn't get stuff in. Anyways, so long story short, no serial number, hyperinflation. We're forcing you to get rid of your silver and replace it with paper. Sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it, guys? Now, I'm not that old, so like I was not around when our coinage was made out of money. See, I'm so brainwashed myself. Made out of actual silver and gold. But, because all I've ever known is like, oh, if you find a silver quarter, like set it aside, it's worth, it's actually made out of silver versus, the clad that we use today. But anyways, so getting back to history. So everything was, sharp drop in value, goods went up, all that stuff. So then the surrender of Japan made this currency basically worthless. So a lot of these, like even to this day, like I can't take this to Japan and be like, yo, give me $10 or 10 yen or whatever, $10 equivalent. They do not recognize this as money. So anyways, a lot of these became actual war souvenirs. Some of them that were actually finally used, they would punch a hole in them, I guess. So anyways, long story short, I have 5 super nice examples. I'm not in a hurry to sell these. I think this is the nicest one listed on eBay. I got it number 1. I took pictures of it. I have it listed for $25. However, I think if someone were to take this, and if you're really into currency, which I am absolutely not, and you were to send this, I guess that it's called PMG, which is a company of NGC, which is also a company of PSA, right? For trading cards. But I think if you sent something like this in, I'm pretty sure it would come in gem mint. Like obviously I was the one that put these in these bill holders. I had to buy the oversized bill holders because the standard American dollar bill holders wouldn't hold it. So I bought these for, for like the Civil War notes and stuff like that. But these are really nice. So I'm listing the nicest one for $25. Yes, it was called banana money. So there is a reason why there's banana, but there's kind of like, there's kind of like a hidden agenda. I'm not going to get political on my channel, right? Admiral Akbar, what do you think of that? That's a trap. So I'm just going to keep it based on money and on history. So along that little Dogecoin, right? Is that real money? To some people it is. Again, don't care. I like the design. I think it's cool, and I've sold these, and I appreciate you guys that helped me out on my last video. That was amazing, by the way. Those 10 coins, or those 9 coins plus a bunch of Dogecoins sold like within like 4 hours. So I really appreciate it. Just to keep the channel interesting as you follow along my path, because I am going to post videos every week. I am going to, along my reselling path. So this is how I finished up the month of January. I know I did a video on this prior to, but there's still like 2 business days left, or I kind of did it the morning of the 30th. But with that absolute nice little push, I was able to kind of push through it. So we ended up for January, 155 total sales, 8,000 in revenue, sales tax, cost of goods sold, gifts, which are like Buffalo nickels and stuff. This is what I paid eBay, which is about 10%. That's with a store, okay? And that's promoting listings as well. And then that's what I paid the post office. So total profit was $28.06. Average sale or sale to an actual person was about $52, which ain't bad, at a 34.77 profit margin. That profit margin is a little low, but I did do a blowout on those 10 coins that you guys absolutely helped me get rid of. So it was kind of like bittersweet, right? So you guys got a deal. I got to get the old inventory. I got an opportunity to get the old inventory off the books, like old inventory, like over a year old. And I've already purchased some stuff, which is coming hopefully by this weekend. I'll do a video on it. So it'll kind of be like this ongoing sequence, like, hey, you guys helped me. Awesome. This is what I got with what you helped me with. And it's going to probably be more stuff that you're going to want. But, that's the whole part of reselling, right? Is to have fun and really enjoy it. So anyways, getting back to banana money. Speaking of banana money, so you had Japan, right? They're the evil, like they're taking over, and they probably were pretty evil, but dude, like that's what happened. So check this out. So here's a little story about Belgium, okay? So I have not listed these yet. I have not knocked these out yet, but check them out. So 1942, 43, and 44. Yes, they made some 45 and some 46 and some 47s. They're more rare, but dude, these are 100% zinc coins. Okay, so Germany comes over, takes over Belgium. The king of Belgium at the time, they say, was kind of in cahoots with Germany, with Hitler and all that stuff. So Belgium gets pissed off, throws him in the palace, like under house arrest. He still like marries some other queen or whatever. And then while Germany was occupying Belgium and took over their war force, you had the opportunity, if you were in Belgium, to go work in Germany at the time. But if you were a German prisoner from the Belgian army, you had like basically like the country's kind of split, right? Half of them were like, yeah, we're cool merging with Germany because, they'd already like established trade and stuff prior to. And the other side was like, absolutely not. So anyways, getting to the actual money itself, because metal was so scarce. I mean, it wasn't scarce, but they'd rather use metal to make like tanks and stuff like that. They decided, Germany that is, to mint actual coinage out of zinc, 100% zinc. So dudes, if you get this, do not melt this down, because if you light this and throw it in a forge to melt it, you will die from the gas. So, but what I find is interesting is they had like, 25 cents, a cent. Sorry, this isn't focused so well because the coins are just so flatly struck. But I think it's cool that I actually still, so I was able to get these. I'm going to list them, and I'm probably going to list them in lots because I think someone that's interested in collecting these would kind of like one of each, or maybe one from each year. So like a 42, 43, and 44. And they made millions of these, but there's not a really high survival rate because if you notice, like they just start getting, a little nasty. Meaning like if any water got on these, I mean, guys, have you ever, seen what happens to, one of our pennies? I know they're called Lincoln cents, but our pennies here in the United States, dudes, you get them wet or you leave them outside or you don't put them in a perfect condition, they start getting all nasty. So, and it's basically the zinc that's on it. But these are 100% zinc. Like, I mean, zinc is a metal, right? But anyways, Germany. So check this out. So Germany comes in, takes over Belgium, right? They occupy them, and Belgium was smart. Belgium's like, crap, we got to get our actual money, not money like banana money or coinage money, even though silver was considered money. But back then, it was gold. Gold basically is ruled the world when you really wanted to buy something from another country that you're not at war at. So Germany comes into Belgium, takes them over, but Belgium was smart for the most part. They moved all their gold because Belgium is a very wealthy country, right? Just based on history, based on the location. They've always had money. It makes them pretty rockin' chocolate too, right? But so they moved all their gold to the United States, the United Kingdom, which was Britain at the time, and they moved it to France. But they lost their gold because Germany obviously took over France pretty quickly. And guess what? Germany used the gold from France that France was holding for Belgium, and they used that to purchase armaments. So bullets, weapons, whatever, from a neutral country. I believe it was Sweden at the time. So isn't that interesting, guys, where gold is still the standard? Meaning, I don't have a gold coin here as an example, but you could take a 1 ounce piece of gold, no matter what the mintage is, or what country it's from, and you could take that piece of gold and go to any actual country in the world, and that gold is worth gold, whatever the currency is at the time, if you're converting it to currency. I mean, what is gold now? Like $1,900? Pretty awesome stuff. And gold back then, I don't know, it's probably worth like, it wasn't worth that much. Maybe it was worth like $8 an ounce. But anyways, that's, and think about it this way too, guys. Like the gold that's used to buy stuff or make jewelry, nobody throws it away. Nobody recycles it. They recycle it by melting it, and then they turn it back into a coin. So all the gold's kind of been found already in the world. I mean, yeah, there's still some in the ground, but most of it that we all love to collect or use as jewelry, dude, that could have been some guy's gold from like 100 years ago. That's just been melted and re-poured into a new design. So anyways, so a little history with Germany. That being said, I appreciate you guys doing what you're doing, watching my videos, supporting the channel. I wanted to ask you this though. So I've been. Let's get rid of Admiral Akbar there. So I don't know if you guys do this. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. So I still love this design. It's my favorite quarter, and as sad as it sounds, I don't see these as often in circulation anymore. I don't know if people are hoarding them or they see them and they think they're cool and they set them aside, or kids these days, they don't care. I mean, kids these days don't even really use money. They're using their phones to buy stuff. But I have noticed as I go through change, I'm not really seeing them. And when I do get to them, they're not like super awesome examples. So, anyways, what was I getting at? Oh, so I already had from last year and the year prior when the 2021s came out, I started putting together BU rolls. I never actually bought any rolls. I never went to the bank to get these, but I guess like people on eBay are reselling BU rolls, but this is like all, and then, I'm not like separating Denver mints from Philadelphia mints, but this is what I'm finding now in my change. And even like some of these big heads, I'm calling them, that's going to be my nickname. I know they're the lady quarters, which is cool, but I'm not noticing, like, I'm not finding any like really crossing the Delawares anymore. So I'm just running into a lot of these newer quarters, and I'm not gonna like go through them looking for like mint errors or anything like this. Again, this is just stuff I'm finding in my change, and if it looks nice, I'm setting aside. And I have, I'll look at these later to see if there's any actual like die chips and stuff, as as errors are found with this new coinage. But some of these are really nice. So again, this is me like going to the store, buying something, and then literally you can tell like the cashier got a fresh roll from the bank. They crack it open and they're handing you the coin. So yes, it's circulated, but literally circulated from the cashier cracking the roll, putting it in their change quarter spot in the cash register, me buying something, and then them giving me a shiny quarter. And it doesn't matter like if it's McDonald's, the grocery store. See, now there's Anna Wong's. See how like you can tell like I'm collecting these as I'm going through my change. And then there's some man killer ones. This one's nasty. Like, dude, why is this even in there? How did they get nasty so fast? Like, that got beat up already. Someone was not nice to this man killer card. But yeah, most of these here on the edge are the Anna Wongs because that was the most recent release. So I thought there was a Crossing Delaware in this pile, but there's not. So I'll put this back. Actually, I don't care. I'll organize those later. But I'm curious, like, do you guys do that? Have you guys been always set apart your change? Like, to me, that's like a true coin collector. Someone that also collects worthless BU change. Again, this is how I used to collect as a kid. Do I have any of my change from when I was a child? Absolutely not. Did I have, silver stuff set aside in an album? Absolutely. What happened to it? I think my parents needed money one day and they took it to a coin shop, liquidated it, and they probably bought groceries with it. A couple groceries at the time. Don't care. Like, that was just stuff that I got with my grandpa anyways. It had more sentimental value, but it was kind of sad one day it was gone. But it was fine. Like, it made up fine. My mom had a lot of other collectibles and toys and stuff that she gave to me that were actually worth way more than my coin collection. But would it be cool to sell my coin collection from as a kid when I was 9 or 10 years old? Yeah, probably. But I do remember, like, I had Morgans in there. I had silver quarters, and I would take an eraser and just like erase them to make them look nicer. Don't know if you guys did that as well. Anyways, this was the continuation roll. So I only got through a full roll since 2021 and to about here. But I do know I set aside. Yep. Is this the same? No, I already opened this. But anyways, I'm having trouble finding the Crossing the Delaware quarters in very nice condition recently. And it's like, it's 2023, I get it, but yeah, here's one. So that's a recent find. So anyways, yeah, this is the like regular BU. So even like other years, the main reason I do this is to try and find the West Point Mint one, the W quarter. I found one, and then I sold it for like $20 on eBay. It was nice though, like this. But other than that, like I've bought, I actually did a quarter roll hunt, but gave the bank some money. They gave me a big box of quarters, and I searched through all of them. Didn't find any silver, and I think that's where I found the W quarter at the time. But these are just like regular, nicer BU. You'll find these every now and then. 2019, and I have those like separated in a separate collection where I have the different things like this Tree of Life, whatever this is. I don't think that's the Tree of Life. I'm getting that confused with another state quarter that actually does have the Tree of Life. But do you guys do this? I'm just curious. Like, do you actually set aside like nice looking BU change? Like, and do you like create your own rolls of stuff? Like, Is this what you do when you're 46 years old? Because I didn't do this when I was in my 30s or my 20s. I did play video games and stuff, which I don't do anymore. But I don't know what it is. Like as I get older, I get more interested in history. I'm more appreciative of things that are going on in my life. I'm definitely thankful every day that I'm healthy. Um, all that good stuff. But I don't know, like, is this just what happens as you get older? I can't imagine, 10 years from now, like how big will like, does this hobby get worse? I don't know. You guys tell me. Cause like most of the YouTube, guys out there, I think they're older, but maybe they're not. See, that's nice. So again, I'm gonna put that in my crossing the Delaware pile. But then like I'll find something like this. So that's the year I was born. And again, like I know a ton of people put these aside. They're basically worthless, but whatever. I made my own like look what I found in circulation roll of them. Anyways, getting back to what I was asking is like does it get worse? Like do you just start collecting more? I don't know. I mean, yes, it was during the pandemic and stuff. This stuff became more interesting. I was still crazy busy with my job. But is this normal? Like, does other people do this? I don't know. Like I'm looking forward to the US Mint releases of the Morgan and Peace dollars. Definitely the reverse proofs and the proofs. Like to me, that's super exciting because the Morgan is always my favorite coin. So I don't know. But anyways, I guess I wanted to just thank you guys for supporting me. I know it's like a different channel, right? See, that's nice. That's a nice quarter. Look, I almost got a full second roll. But isn't that sad? Like, again, I'm not actively going to the store. I pretty much don't do most of the shopping in my house. But when my wife does have a pile of change in her purse, like I'll dig through it and she thinks I'm a nerd about it. But I'm like, hey, I'm looking for something valuable. You never know. And she is definitely more into the coins because she sees the actual money, side money that I'm earning. And it's also a super fun, enjoyable hobby for me. I don't know what it is, man. As I get older, I just enjoy the history. But, and what I mean, like, if you can bring an extra, where is it? Where is it at? An extra $2,800 in cash. Now, again, I reinvest in the business. It's not like I go and spend it and don't buy any more new inventory. But if you can make an extra $2,800, again, I don't do this full time, but like, wouldn't you do it? So I don't know, guys. Like, hopefully this helps you out, and you will continue to go on this journey with me. And oh, please, please, somebody buy Buffalo nickels from me, please. I spent so much time the last 2 weeks. I finally got them all listed. I was gonna do it like, please buy some Buffalo, and I priced them all like really, really, really well. But they're just like, I guess like a lot of them are album fillers, but there are some. Hold on, there's some like nice ones in here that, again, I found them roll hunting, not like hunting nickels, but buying, what did I buy? 12 rolls of Buffalo nickels. So, I wanted to give them away, but I'm into each one. But look how nice like some of these are. And I know I kind of already did a video on it, but I got them all listed. And I found some errors. I actually found some, what is it? S over S error? Hold on, let's find it. I'm not going to be able to show you on this video. This video is getting too long anyways. But yeah, I was super excited because as I was taking pictures, I'm like, dude, that mint mark looks completely jacked up. And I was really excited. Yeah, here it is. In 19, I think I sold the other error. So this is an S over S error, and see if I can show you how jacked up that San Francisco. Yeah, it's hard to see, but there's like two S's. Easier to see through the loop. But anyways, I would appreciate again, I know buffalo nickels don't sell super quick, but I think I did a nice job like pricing them out low, and I got so many of them I had to like put them in a separate PCGS box so they wouldn't interfere, because they literally were like taking over the storage of my other coins. So I'm like, I'm gonna make a separate thing, and I put that on the top so I know it is, because my other ones are like, you know, these oh, and I ran out of space, so like here's the rest of them. Here's another S over S. So anyways, and again, that was just me buying rolls, finding them, and separating them out. And you guys can do that too. You could do a business of literally buying mint sets and breaking them apart and selling them individually. I know you're kind of tearing up the hobby, but some people just need that one coin, or, you know, everyone collects a little bit differently. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was a little long, but dude, who cares? You got to learn a little bit of history. I got to learn a little bit of history and share it with you. I got to show you my addiction to the crossing the Delaware quarters, and what I do to go through my change every week. Again, I don't know if that's an older man activity or I don't know what I'm trying to find. I guess it's because I found the W quarter. Now I'm excited. And I'm excited to set aside really nice examples, so later on, if there are errors, I can then, when I'm bored, look through these and see if I've, you know, and I don't have any like with the die chip, like the super big head of Washington while I was crossing the Delaware. Like I don't have any of those error examples, but like the newer ones, the newer big head quarters, these guys here, I might have some errors in here, but until they actually officially come out with the errors, I'm not going to really look for them. I don't really look at them. I just look at it. It's like, hey, it's a nice coin. Boom, stick it in the roll. Look at it later. So next we'll be listing the zinc coins. And then later this week, I'm going to have some beautiful graded Morgans. And I think I'm going to just do one nice video on all of them to share with you guys. And then last time I did that, they all sold within, you know, a couple days. So I appreciate you guys watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe and hit the bell thing to get more videos. Again, as long as you're cool, coming along this little adventure with me, and I will post a video every week. I'm going to show you as the business grows. And I actually ordered some stickers too. So for the larger purchases, when I get my stickers in, I'll do a separate video on that to start giving those out and go from there. So appreciate you guys watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and you guys have a good rest of your day. Talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.